Okay, so hello everyone. I am back again here, Veni for DVG here. I'm gonna stream another BO7 for you guys, this time between Blackstar OP and Heroes. Blackstar you probably all know from some team games we've done in the past, especially last weeks. Also a very good one-on-one player. I think he is actually this Blackstar is kind of a rising star, I would say, in the one-on-one scene, because he's doing very good. And he's gonna be challenged here by Heroes. Heroes has been a little bit inactive lately. Well, actually inactive a little bit before. He has been coming back for some games the last few weeks, and he's getting in shape quite well. But he's not playing as much as Blackstar and other guys. But he still was a very good player, very nice Russia, and I believe he's also playing his British again a little bit. So this is going to be a BO7 between these two guys. So the first to get to 4 wins will take this series away. And we are going to play in a standard map order: Great Plains, Saguenay, Siberia, Yucatan and Mongolia. And if we need other maps, then we're going to get to them later on. By the way, this is a stream from me where I'm doing observer from the observer perspective and commentary. If you want to see Blackstar, he's also streaming. You can find his perspective at twitch.tv/Blackstar_OP. He's streaming from his perspective, so have a look at there. Have a look there. So it is going to be Russia, Heroes playing Russia versus Blackstar playing French. It is a friendly BO, so everyone is of course free to take what they want, but I, as you probably know by now, ask them to take normal civilizations, no lame shit, and of course try to change it up a little bit if possible, so that we don't get a BO7 between French and Russian all the way. So first map is Saguenay. Great Plains. Let me take a look here at the treasures and fix the sound for you guys, because I alt-tapped, of course. This one should be treasures. So both of them have their few coin beaver treasures around the town center, and Blackstar also found 210 XP. I think I briefly went over here with my screen earlier in the game. He took it, he shot one down, then was scouting a little bit more, and then he took the second one with the second shot that reloaded, and then meleeed the other third one. I think he used his scout as well, seeing how much HP his hero has left, but not sure. Anyway, 210 XP, very nice treasure. It enables two things. First of all, you can have access to an earlier military shipment if you really want to push out on a Russian guy and like kill a small early push from him. So for example, you can use the 8 crossbowmen, madmen and like 5 or 10 hussars and really be able to crush an army from the Russian guys early on. On the other hand, if the Russian guy is going to play defensive or more for an economic style, then you have earlier access to the 700 coin treasure, which means that you will be able to age up faster, which is of course an advantage as well, since you can then play it on from the 3rd age and Russia won't be there as fast as you. Both of them gonna get in their hunts, as you see here. Heroes doing a very nice job, got in the hunt from somewhere here. Also brought in the hunt from here, so he has 2 big hunts near his town center, later access to a 3rd. Blackstar brought in this one, very nicely hurt, as you see, very close to the town center. These ones, I hope they will get hurt a little bit more. I prefer them to have them in either like around your town center or in the back. If they are in front, they are of course still close, but if they are in front, they can still be harassed with hussars coming in from this angle. While if they are in the back, the hussars have to come from all the way around, which of course means that they have to walk a longer path, and also they are probably going to be in line of sight of your town center or some house or market or whatever. Market over here, as you see. Also bringing in his second hunt there, and after that it gets a little bit harder for him, because he either needs to bring in these pronghorns from the side or has to go with his base and economy to the right side for this other hunt, and of course 2 mines. So I think he's gonna go and move to this side later on when he can, for example with a tower, maybe a town center. Heroes on the other hand has also 2 mines here available and his also 3rd hunt there. But the map is quite even. I hope he keeps hurting these ones, because they should really be, as they go now, herded more towards the back. So, heroes, forward barracks, forward blockhouse coming up there, as you see. Not the fast blockhouse because he already is in the second age. It's a little bit later. Maybe he did do like a semi-economic build. So, for example, try to bring in early steel traps or something like that from his market. I'm not sure. Anyway, this will give him some map control here. Protect the mine, of course. Nice line of sight as well. So you kind of block any direct path from a town center towards the right side angles. That means if Blackstar wants to raid, he has to go to the left, also try to dodge the market, or he has to go all the way around from here. So basically we now have to find out what they're both going for. Of course French is starting with a stable, very standard. If the Russian is really going to push out, you can still add barracks afterwards or just use the crossman and minuteman if needed. What we see here is that Blackstar has his scout in the invisible mode here, stealth mode. Very nice, so you can see what's going on over here. Heroes did ship his Cossacks by a town center, not by his blockhouse. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or did he do it on purpose because the hero of Blackstar was walking around the town center and he wanted to kill it. He did, that is 45 XP and no more scouting. Also, of course, no more 500 HP or well, whatever is left as a meat shield, so it's always nice. He will be able to pick off this village if he sees it. Versus a player of Blackstar's level, which is really, I would say, like one of the best 1v1 players currently in ESO. You don't expect him to leave one villager there, so you might not even check for it. But sometimes even those things can pay off, as you see there. Now we have a little skirmish going on. Town center fire being used, 90 of course by Blackstar. And this is actually a decent trade for both. I don't like calling Minutemen, but that means that the trade is going to be worthy for him because he's going to kill off this whole army. On the other hand, he used 300 resources. The two Cossacks are going to escape. That's very nice by heroes. Although one is getting trapped, but he's nicely using the low HP one to slow down the other hussar from Blackstar, so his full HP one or almost full HP one can run. These Minutemen will of course degenerate in HP. That means you have to make use of them as soon as possible before they are on 1 HP and easily shut down. That's why he posts them over here. Very nice move, so that in case Heroes is gonna send any units forward, they will be able to do more damage. I'm not sure why these hussars go over there. He must have scouted or known at least where the musk would come from. So this is kind of giving 2 free shots to Heroes over here. 1 Rex going up, 2nd Rex going up. So this is like the ultimate standard thing for French, for villagers, defending with some Minutemen and hussars the early push. Then going for the 700 wood, make 2 Rexes, couple of houses and spam a lot of musketeers from there. Because of course if you are able to mass out your musketeers, you will be able to overwhelm the Russian guy if he doesn't either add a 2nd blockhouse or uses the fast infantry card to get a lot of mass out. Even though of course Russian units train faster, you train 10 musketeers at a time and perhaps a couple of hussars. The Heroes has to be really very careful. He tries to pick up low HP and Minutemen, that's good, but if this cavalry is gonna catch this while musketeers are coming out of the Rexes anytime soon, he will gonna lose them all. Okay, he's going for the 8 crossbowman shipment. Remember what I said earlier, 210 XP, that means the 8 crossbowman shipment is coming a little bit faster than perhaps Heroes expected. Very nice move here, trying to micro as best as possible, using melee mode when the cavalry is close, but going immediately back in range mode to do optimal damage when the cavalry is not close anymore. 2nd blockhouse going up here. I'm not sure if I like that. Of course you really defend this position quite good because you have 2 blockhouses which is hard to take out. However, there's not much here except 1 mine, so I would preferably like have the 2nd blockhouse somewhere here. Even though it doesn't cover the first one, you still have like a 2nd hunt, more map control, because then you have line of sight here as well. Anyway, a raid coming in from Blackstar. We see that Corex pulls back his villagers on time. And of course Blackstar still has his scout here all the time, by the way. Oh, 4 Cossacks popping at his blockhouse, not the best position. I hope he soon realizes and puts them back. He's gonna lose 1 unfortunately, but this native here is gonna provide a lot of line of sight and see everything that's going on. Heroes did not yet upgrade his villager HP, and I hope he's gonna finish the house. Yes, he is now. Hussars coming in for another raid now. These bisons should be herded next time from this angle towards the town center so that they end up somewhere over there. He is now trying to catch the Hussars with both his musketeers and the Cossacks. Will he succeed? His musketeers are not used. Okay, he finally gets that one Hussar. But this should actually trigger Blackstar perhaps to move in over here. Of course, he won't be able to take it down because new musketeers pop out, but he might be able to do some damage if the whole army of heroes is on the other side of the map. But here you see that kind of this rush didn't do enough damage by heroes. He didn't kill a villager, maybe one. But he forced Blackstar to use Minutemen. However, this villager should be pulled back. However, the economic advantage of French is huge in this case. French just goes for the steel traps early. That is a big economic boost already. Then he probably, well, he ships 700 food, so he's really gonna mass out musks very fast. And Corix now needs to get his army back, use Town Center Fire and the Cossack, and get his back as soon as possible because he's gonna lose a blockhouse. What he's doing very nicely is buying time over here. He can't engage this yet, he knows it, but he will try to buy time, although he's now a little bit sloppy using 2 musketeers there for nothing. But what he's trying to do is buying time by shooting at the musketeers, then pulling back, etc. By doing so, he forces Blackstar to pay attention over here and not seize the blockhouse. If he would run away, Blackstar would just like 5-hit this blockhouse and would be dead. But now what heroes achieved is losing a few musketeers, but able to keep 2 blockhouses up. That is of course not only a 2 barracks spam from units, but also map control, protecting gold mine, etc. The army is moving away again, and that means exactly that Blackstar is coming in again. And this is actually where the French are doing a very good job raiding still, and where actually heroes should just leave 5 musketeers behind or at a stable. He doesn't have a stable, leave 5 musketeers behind, deal with that with your town center plus the musketeers, and let the rest of your army over here to fight the French. Because like now, like this is shit. His whole army is going to get trapped over here. And 10 musketeers, 15 musketeers are useless over there. I'm not sure he ships 700 coin. I'm not sure he ships 700 coin as well. I think that heroes, well, Blackstar is probably going to age up after killing his or doing some more damage. Heroes, I'm not sure if he's going to age or if he's going to use that coin to mass out a lot of musketeers. He's still producing musketeers, and he has to be careful about these units. Just leave 5 musketeers here in melee mode, that's enough, plus the town center fire. You don't need 10 musketeers, that's too much really. Okay, he shipped his strelets, that means that 2 blockhouses doing damage plus the strelets. Blackstar has to go back. But seeing that he shipped 700 coin, I think he definitely is gonna age up. Just keeping harassing heroes a little bit more. And now the Hussars are coming back, but there's enough defense here from heroes to be able to deal with it. Again, 5 musketeers is enough. The rest of this should go with the army of heroes and push out, really. Yes, we see a Blackstar is already going to the other mine there, as he's soon running out of 2 mines, although he still has 1k coin here left, and he reached the 3rd age, and that is also a trigger for heroes to really be pushing now, because soon there will be skirmishers from the Rexes, there will be skirmishers or cannons from the 3rd age cards. So there's a time window, and the clock is ticking for heroes. Or he might decide to age up himself, so he has access to his own 2 cannon shipment, protected by his own infantry. We have to see what he's going to go for. Blackstar not going for another raid. Oh well, he is going now. He of course probably knew from the last time that there were musketeers waiting here. Heroes should keep herding this, and he should also be thinking about herding this one towards the town center, because he is running out of food. Yeah, that is the advantage of having 10 musketeers. You will kill the Hussars quite fast, but I think honestly 5 is just enough. You put in a melee mode if you really want to take out the Hussars. And there we have it, 2 cannons from Blackstar, upgraded musketeers, and I think the next batches are going to be skirmishers and dragoons. And now for sure, man, 5 musketeers enough. Rest, come on, go back and help your brothers out there. The score gap is still 30, but that's always a little bit you say it, the seed or whatever, because Russia always has a little bit lower score. Economy is quite less, but he is catching up. Of course, Russia, after some time, making 3 villages at a time is gonna give them an advantage, but till like minute 15 versus French, you don't have an advantage. You have to do some damage early on or go for more economy. He's going for a raid because he knows he can't do anything about the blockhouse over there. He's gonna make a new blockhouse here, and I think he's gonna age up. 10 musketeers still in a position to deal with this raid. house going up for Blackstar for some line of sight. And there we have heroes aging up as well. He has to be really careful because he is spotted by Blackstar already, although he didn't see the villagers from Blackstar. Blackstar did see his army passing by. And if Heroes isn't careful, he will lose his entire army getting trapped by Blackstar's cannons and musketeers. Especially if Blackstar is able to get like 3 or 4 or 5 cuirassiers out, he will trap this army and kill everything. So, Heroes, be careful what you do there. Oh, there we have it, 5 cuirassiers. Perfect mine there. As you see, great minds think alike. 5 cuirassiers, watch what's gonna happen here. He's gonna chase this all with upgraded musketeers, cannons in the back. If Hero stays too long, there we have it, bam, 2 shots. Unupgraded units, so that's also another cost-effective trade. Cuirassier is gonna crush through this. And yeah, this is game deciding. If he saved this army, brought it back, upgraded the musketeers, and used his own 2 cannons, then he still had a chance, even though the French was already ahead. But now we see that the French has a very good economy, taking more map control. For example, the tower here securing this hunt and this mine, and of course line of sight. Village count pretty similar, but you see that the economy is not similar because of course French villages get it faster. Not to mention that he has for sure, I think he has 1 upgrade more, maybe perhaps 2 upgrades more. A little bit of a panic move adding 2 blockhouses here, but you really need something else because you need map control over there. Blackstar can just hold it out here and let Heroes do whatever he wants. A 3rd blockhouse going up even. Wow. If he would go for mills, that would really be game over, because then Blackstar would just go for all these hunts over there, and that means that okay, now another blockhouse going up. I would have loved to see like 2 or 3 blockhouses on this side, and then together with the cannons try to defend it. Not sure what this army is doing over here. Oplichniks waiting for some good raid, that's something I like. However, musketeers, no point here. If you go in with the musketeers, 5 cuirassiers plus 5 dragoons will immediately kill this whole army, and no point in it. So we have now 9 cuirassiers here from Blackstar, not all full HP. Musketeers protecting the cannon. So he definitely has to pull back his musketeers, heroes that is. I hope he's gonna send his cannon somewhere here and get in a very defensive position, but this is gonna be a very close game. I mean, close, hard defense for him. We see that the cuirassiers are going back now to defend versus the musketeer and Oplichnik raids. 3 cuirassiers already in position here, killing 1 coureur de bois is nice, but not gonna cut it. These are gonna get trapped and caught. When are the cannons gonna pop out? He still has Meerman available. If he sends a Meerman first to absorb some damage, pulls out the cannons as he's doing now, and then going with the musketeers as well, he might have a chance. Good micro there, a little bit slow from Blackstar the response, but of course it's always hard to keep watching here and there. So he will kill these 2 cannons, however he's gonna lose both his cannons in the same battle there. And of course Oplichnik's fighting cuirassiers is never something you want to do. But he was of course busy microing his cannons. Okay, Blackstar is gonna lose his army, but it doesn't really matter much for him, because he did the damage that he had to do, and he has the map control that he has to have at this point. And there we have so many cuirassiers, because he has the economy, he has the map. French with the map is just very strong. 8 skirmishers being shipped over here, and this is going for a raid on this side. Of course he didn't spot the blockhouse yet, but he found the dead animal, which means that he knows that Heroes is hiding there. Hero is now gonna try to build another blockhouse, but he should have done it earlier. As you see here, 1 or 2 blockhouses was fine, but he could definitely have 1 or maybe 2. Well, let's say 1 blockhouse could have been up earlier here. Oh, it's gonna be a town center. These musketeers, well, they're gonna get killed anyway. It doesn't matter much. He's gonna be put them in melee mode, but yeah, well, cuirassiers will just rip through this anyway. Might not be the most cost-effective thing, but hey, it's gonna work anyway. So this is game here. Hero is never a player that gives up very fast. Sometimes too late, I would say, but anyway, always tries to make the best of it if he still sees a small chance. But here's another tower as well. Here's the tower, so he doesn't really get to raid Blackstar, and that is the end of this game, as he will realize in a moment. Well, artillery foundry going up, okay. But if he's just making cuirassiers, then cannons won't help that much. And he has no more resources, mainly food, to cover. Of course, on Great Plains you always have the option to go for a Cheyenne trading post, which will give you the option to get a bison herd spawning at your town center. I think he forgot about it, but seeing that he's like almost half the score of the French, it's no point, and game over. His scout's still alive. Good job there by Blackstar, as most people lose their scout, but it's such an advantage having your scout alive. Heroes is not going for the church and goons thing either, so not sure what his plan is here. These villages were spotted by the Blackstar scout here, and the cuirassiers are on the way to kill them off. And there we have it, good game, Heroes resigned. So that is the first game for Blackstar in this BO7 series. Oh, let me bring the starboard thing again. Okay, so then we're gonna jump into the next game, which is gonna be played on Saguenay. What it came down to in the first game, like I said, Heroes, I think he did still do a pretty good job. The matchup is in favor of French by a bit, especially with 2 herds on Great Plains. Blackstar played it pretty well, 210 XP helped a little bit as well. And the hero is perhaps not in the best shape yet. Like I said, he's coming back to Age of Empires, but he still did a pretty good job. I think you either have to do some more damage early on as Russia, or get more of an economy in the back if you don't do the damage. The 5 Cossack ship was nice, but they were mainly busy chasing the hero instead of raiding the French player. So that only bought Blackstar some more time. Secondly, that whole army of heroes raiding in the south kind of lost him the game, because if he would have held that army back, upgraded the musketeers and fought with the cannons, I'm not saying he would win the game, but it would be a lot closer, because now he just threw his whole army away. Versus, of course, the cost-effective trade of 2 cannons in the back protected by musketeers and some cuirassiers, slowing down the army. And that's actually why I also said and expected Blackstar to make cuirassiers. And that's also why you see again that anticipation is so important in a strategy game like this. If you anticipate, if you're good in anticipation, like for example, me in that situation would have thought that Blackstar, being a good player, would probably go for cuirassiers. That means he wants to trap my army. That means I won't go there because I can't risk getting trapped, because cuirassiers have a lot of HP, they tank well, they slow down your army while the rest in the back kills it. So then you won't just go so far in, so deep in. And yeah, Heroes forgot about it, or not sure, but he should have not gone with his army that far. Blackstar is, I think, same level as Ford. Heroes used to be around the same level, but he is a little bit inactive lately, so I think that yeah, Blackstar is a little bit at the advantage now at this point, currently here. So, second game. Someone remind me, by the way, that I have to fix this "you abandon your colony" thing. I have to edit some file in the Age of Empire folder, but I forgot which one it is. So I either have to ask Azemk or someone has to hint me to the file. Anyway, we have a Russian mirror coming up, and on this map I know that Heroes likes to go for a sea boom or a semi-sea boom. So if you take a quick look at the decks, Blackstar not in deck yet. Heroes has his deck. It has the cheaper boat cards, but not the faster gathering card. So if it would be a really full sea battle and the other guy has the faster gathering card and is able to take control of the sea, that will boost his fish and food and coin gathering quite a bit. However, as Russia, yeah, I guess you don't really need it anyway, because cheaper boats is fine with the wood trickle and stuff, etc. He has his 2 ships, the frigate there, and 2 times heavy cannons. I thought there was only 1 card, really. There's 2 cards in the... Okay, interesting. So he probably is looking to go for some 4th age stuff. However, Blackstar, seeing this, I think he's probably going to take a look at the deck anyway, will of course prepare in time with culverins for these cannons. He should, at least. His deck is not going to be a sea deck. That's interesting, because he sometimes likes to lame the sea as well, but in this case he's not going to. That means that we have a land versus a sea deck, and that's going to be always interesting to see how it plays out. I think that Korix is going... Korix is Heroes. Heroes is going for a defensive play if he's going to try to take control of the sea. Then Blackstar probably going to go for a little bit of an harassment, putting his blockhouse, I think, somewhere here to protect and cut off the sea over there, while in the back getting some economy, maybe trading posts, and then aging up to go for cannons if Heroes is going for a sea boom. However, maybe it's gonna turn into a crazy game. For example, blockhouse here, blockhouse there, fast units rushing each other, seeing a lot of micro and stuff. Actually exactly the games I like to see. So Heroes is gonna find 150 food. That's very nice treasure. Meanwhile, Blackstar found 40 food, 40 wood. Heroes 40 food, and Blackstar has 95 food, and Heroes already has 90 food. Because Heroes has 90 food and now 150 food, he's definitely able to age up right after his 14th villager is done making. Blackstar, yeah. Oh, with his 90 plus 40 food, he's also able to age up right away. He's aging up now anyway, and so is Heroes. Sometimes, by the way, if you don't have a food treasure, and it depends a little bit on how far the hunts are as Russia, you'll have a little bit of idle time in your town center because you are not able to age up right after the 14th village, or actually the, what is it, 3rd, 4th, the 4th batch, yes, no, 3rd, 9 plus, I think it is a, wait a second, you start with 5 villagers, so 9 plus 5 is 14, yes, there we go, the 3rd batch of 3 villagers. Market going up for Blackstar. Forward villagers, as he probably saw the deck. Nice that he puts his blockhouse here, not only like protecting the treasure, also getting map control, the hunts, the coin mine, immediately like controlling this part of the sea as well. And because every boat is gonna spawn over here, and of course blockhouse have 40 range, they will almost immediately attack any boat that's gonna spawn from these docks. That's why I would like to see a docks being made somewhere over there actually. And also, if a ship is repairing here, if it's repairing here, it's gonna get shot. If it's repairing on this dock, it might get shot, I'm not sure, but maybe it is in a 40 range, and yeah, I think if it's on this side of the dock it should be fine. Heroes aging up. Did he do something crazy? No, both aged up with the 14 villagers. A little bit sloppy of Blackstar, by the way, because he trains his 2nd batch a little bit later than Heroes. Not sure what's going on. Heroes did scout his blockhouse. Meanwhile, his defensive blockhouse is going up there. What does he have? He has 1.5 hunt over there, and he didn't hunt this on time. That means that Blackstar has access to it now. He is trying to hurt this one. But Blackstar Lamer is going for the Nutka Clubman thing and takes down a villager of Heroes. Heroes was trying to hunt this one. I think he should send one villager immediately trying to hunt this one. Ooh, and this one I'm not sure about. He's gonna make a 2nd blockhouse immediately. Yeah, he did ship 700 wood to, of course, to get the boats running, but I'm not sure if that is the best move to already make a 2nd blockhouse right now. It is very defensive, but he won't lose his town center anytime soon, I think. Anyway, 5 Cossacks now going for a raid. The blockhouse very nicely was attacking the bear here to tank some damage, and now 135 XP for Blackstar. No market, by the way, for Heroes as well, while Blackstar of course had his market up. Blackstar wanted to go in for another raid on the villager that might be hurting this herd back. Yeah, he has resources close. He still has a couple of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has around 3k food over there. But Blackstar is gonna make a second blockhouse, very offensive, trying to take down this. What actually heroes might do is ship 2 of his caravels and take down the blockhouse before it's being built. However, while doing so, he will be in range of this other blockhouse, so he has to be careful for that. But yeah, it's really going to be a fight over this spot. Who gets control here and is able to then take control over the sea, I think. These boats not yet in range of this blockhouse. 700 wood from Blackstar, so he might be able... I think he might go for a dock himself to train some boats and ship his 2 caravels later on. Of course, if his 2 caravels are shooting from here, attacking this dock, he will be in defensive range of his own blockhouse. If he comes too close, however, the blockhouse of heroes is going to do damage to him. And his second blockhouse of heroes, I'm not sure why he's doing it in the back. I would really love to see the blockhouse over here somewhere, rather than in the back where it is now. And a market going up, but there Blackstar is going in for a small push. We have 90 town center fire plus blockhouse fire plus now some musketeers. Some villages are in the blockhouse and that's not something you want to have. They should be gathering wood somewhere on top. Musketeers in melee mode versus the Cossacks, but musketeers are sleeping and not being put in range mode again. So the Cossacks were actually luring them away while the other units were still shooting at them. This is just a small push from Blackstar, is not game deciding at all. Don't worry. Soon there will another be 5 musketeers popping out. He didn't call Madman yet, but he is just holding out with his blockhouse and town center fire for now. I don't like... yeah, he should put indeed... actually, he should put... actually, 7 villages in a town center is enough to try shot a musketeer. If you put in 10 villages and you have 90 town center fire, you will try shoot a musketeer as well, but then you have used 3 villages more than you need to use. No ships from any player yet, and still a hero from Heroes here. I think he's scouting for a possible dock from Blackstar. However, of course, 500 or well 350 HP is a lot in tanking damage in any battle. And there we have Blackstar now, of course, after the 700 wood, not going for another blockhouse, but going for the trading posts. Here another blockhouse, backup blockhouse and map defense. 1 villager goes down there, no villager HP yet. He always does his villager HP late, I don't like that. He really needs to train some units. Actually, if he would train Strelets, it would be the best option. Oh, there he goes. Perfect move, because the Cossacks are dead, or almost dead anyway. Trying to find some idle villages here, or I mean some villages there on the bottom. But he will get killed now by this town center, blockhouse and Strelets. However, Heroes does need to use his town center and blockhouse fire on these Cossacks when they come in. And there's no stable yet. That means that these will be the last Cossacks from Blackstar for now. And this might be a good time to call Madman when you lure this, when you go to the back, lure this whole army to the back, call out Madman, let them spot over here and crush his army with your Strelets, blockhouse and town center fire. I would really like to see him popping out Madman and not losing his Strelets like this. Is he targeting? I don't know about this, I don't like that. He should have traded in the market. Oh, he has no market, of course. I think he did get a coin, so he should have like 150 coin available. Maybe he forgot about the Madman. Meanwhile, he still has his economy on the sea there. And now he ships his 5 Cossacks. And there we have 700 food. You are gathering on the sea and you ship 700 food. That is interesting. Does he still have his Strelets available? Blackstar shipped his Strelets, by the way, and Hero still has 13 Strelets available, and Blackstar still only has 2 blockhouses, no stable yet. Of course, Heroes doesn't know. He doesn't know. This blockhouse could easily be a stable with the wood. So Heroes doesn't know, but he has to ship his 13 Strelets and do Madman. These go for a raid now, because he thinks he will just be able to defend with Strelets and town center fire, which he kinda will, but I don't like the way it's turning out. He should really call Madman and trap this army. Especially now, you have Strelets to kill the musketeers. Call Madman, man. More Strelets coming out here. Blackstar really needs to think about adding adding a stable, and these Cossacks are attacking the musketeers, is not the best thing. However, Heroes will hold. And these new musketeers are of course not cost effective versus all the Strelets of Blackstar. And finally we have a stable going up for Heroes, for Blackstar. but he did some cost ineffective trades here. And Hero should now really be thinking about Blackstar very, very probably adding a stable. A player of that skill level won't be going without a stable for so long, so he's aging up or adding a stable. Seeing that he ships 700 coin, he can be aging up for cannons, or he can be using that for getting 5 Cossacks and another 10 musketeers out soon for a big push. No blockhouse here yet. Maybe he should be thinking about making a blockhouse here to protect this side of the sea. No units yet, so I think he is aging up and then goes with... I think he's gonna go for 2 cannons. Now Hero's mixing in musketeers, that's nice. That's, like I said, the anticipation thing again. He should be knowing about possible Cossacks coming in, so he should be going. And now this is a move. What is Blackstar gonna do? You saw that he was not training any units. It means he was thinking about aging up, although he's now training Cossacks. But seeing that Heroes is now gonna push out on this forward base of Blackstar, I think he is going to make more units instead of aging up. Hero still hasn't shipped his 13 Strelets, I think. I'm not sure if the second batch of Strelets that came from there was 13 or 10. If it was 10, of course, then he didn't ship his 13 yet. And there we have another 10 Strelets from Heroes. However, this is not a cost-effective fight. Blackstar is now mixing his Strelets as well. And Heroes is fighting near 2 blockhouses of Heroes. And that is not a cost-effective trade for him at all. That's why he should be going back to his blockhouses, as he is doing now. None of them shipped their 2 caravels, by the way. And there we have another Cossack group coming in from Blackstar, and Heroes really has to go back and really needs to do a very good micro. Musketeers immediately going in melee mode versus the Cossacks. Both of these blockhouses should be aimed towards the Cossacks, by the way. 30 times 1.5 bonus is 45 bonus damage versus Cossacks, versus cavalry. But Blackstar is going back because he knows it's too good of a position for Heroes with his 2 blockhouses. They are spawning units as well, of course, as the damage from the blockhouse itself. I'm very curious if Heroes had his 13 Strelets shipped or not. 10, that's 10 in the making, 10 to... That's also not shipped, 17, 27, also 10 made, 12 to... Well, also made, so he hasn't shipped his 13 Strelets yet. Town center is repaired, so he is totally fine there. Soon he has 2 ships of 600 foot, and there he has 2 more, so it's 4 ships. That's another 1200 foot again. Heroes should be thinking about adding a stable. Okay, he did ship his boats, but did he lose 1 already? He is in range of both of the blockhouses, so yeah, I guess he lost 1 ship. That's actually a costly mistake. Or did he just make 1 boat? I'm not sure there. He still hasn't used Madman. He still has his 13 Strelet available, I would say. Blackstar just making Cossack Strelet now is very good army composition against someone who hasn't made a stable yet. But Hero is now going back to his defensive caravan. Of course, caravels only units so fast. Fast rate of fire, 50 siege damage, 1 area damage. Of course, no resistance from these units. No market. Yeah, yes, market. Finally stable going up. Good move there. No defensive blockhouse on the seaside over there. More Cossacks being made. Cossack's card being used as well, by the way, as you see. More HP for the Strelet, more HP for the Cossacks. Hero's Strelets still low HP, so he didn't use his card yet. He does have it in the deck. It's called Boyars. Very good card. There we have Minutemen, but this is a very weird move, calling Minutemen at this point. You see they are gonna get killed immediately. In melee they are not the best. In range they are like a musketeer, 26 range damage, sorry. This was total waste of the Minutemen. I'm not sure why I did that. He is now probably waiting for his 5 Cossacks to be made from the stable and maybe from his 13 Strelets to be shipped. This is fine for Blackstar. He is outnumbering Heroes, so he can shield off the Strelets as he's doing very nicely, while the Cossacks are sieging down a town center. And I think that Heroes has more than 10 villagers inside, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he still has villagers here gathering. We saw Blackstar earlier scouting a little bit around the map, trying to see if there are any villagers from Heroes hiding there. But this is looking good for Blackstar. Now we have 5 Cossacks from Heroes. No card yet. Yeah, Blackstar will have to use his Cossacks here because now Heroes is going to charge in. However, Heroes has to go back and not commit, because if he's going to commit, ooh, 20 Strelets more joining the battle there. This would be a bad time to pop out Minutemen, by the way. I'm not sure why he does this. The town center has enough HP left. He should have run back to the blockhouses immediately. Another defensive blockhouse coming up for heroes, but will he be able to finish it? He won't, because Blackstar doing very good at his micro targeting villages with this, targeting villages there with the other Cossacks, and using his strategy to target the third villager and now the fourth. So he won't be able to get... Oh, he will be able to get it up. Sorry there. However, careful with these villages. No ships from Blackstar yet. I think he's gonna wait until he's gonna pressure this side. But what you see here is that the sea boom again not optimal, though it's very hard. But Blackstar did a very good move in controlling just this part of the sea. Of course, the thing is also that going this aggressive is kind of risky, because another player might have gone more aggressive versus you. On the other hand, it is a Russian mirror, so you both have the same cards, same upgrades, etc. But he always, well, he knows what Heroes likes to do. He knows on this map Heroes like almost always goes for C. So knowing that, of course, going for a move like this is very, very good to counter it. Now we have some villagers escaping there from Heroes, and two who are trying to escape but not doing yet. Heroes did ship the card Boyars. He still has his resources on the sea, but of course he has no more resources on land. This blockhouse did die, by the way. That went down quite quickly. Now he's doing good what he should do. Try to lure him back while you're gathering more of your army. Of course, this hunt not being able to be hunted towards the town center means that there's a lot of food lacking there for heroes. More villagers escape, although I'm not sure where they're going. This should be in line of sight from Blackstar. As they're now going to get chased down by the cavalry, and there Heroes is going to try to push again. The second stable, he still, of course, has a lot of boats, a lot of food, a lot of gold available, and there he finally have a blockhouse trying to compete with, or to not compete, but the town center went down. That does, of course, mean that these villagers will gonna die, and these villagers will die as well. I'm really not sure why Heroes didn't ship his 13 strats when it was so close over here, when he might have been able to push a little bit more on Blackstar, even though, as we can see in the post game, that the villager count is a little bit more for Heroes, the economy is more for Blackstar with the market upgrades, the total map control, and 3, well, probably 2, but 3 in the end, trading posts. Yeah, these units are going to waste. This blockhouse, I'm not sure why it's not on the edge of the coast. Then it would have more range and just attacking that. But Blackstar, now realizing that he just has complete control over the map, probably spotted these dead animals because he scouted it earlier. Is now going to go for a raid with his Cossacks. Gonna build his own dock and make ships, and perhaps, I think, he's probably gonna ship his 2 boats, make another caravel, and gonna take control of the sea, while 2, 4, 6, 7 villagers are going down for Heroes there. And last trading post, and now this one as well for Blackstar. No, defensive. Oh wait, that's not a blockhouse, that's a town center. Yeah, but right now this game is over. Blackstar won it. 80 score advantage. Well, sorry, that's 24. No, it's 0-4. 80 score advantage in this phase of the game. Given how the map looks, how the control of Blackstar is game over. Both of them also use their H1 cavalry HP card, as you see there, 281 HP. Otherwise, it's like 260 or 255 or something. So this is going to be the final blow for Blackstar. Ships being made now. Of course, he has plenty of wood and still coin available on the sea, so his only chance is going for total sea control. However, Blackstar now reaching the 3rd age, meaning that he has upgrades available for his units, access to culverins, access to his 2 cannon shipment. And of course these 2 blockhouses doing a good job in shielding off any caravel that wants to engage the battle here on his infantry. These ships were not healing, not sure why. Third ship now, trying to take out the dock. Blackstar did move back. I think he is just waiting for a sure win rather than a risky move. Although it's not that risky, he's probably just, oh, there he goes, waiting for his cannons, take out the docks, take out the blockhouse from there. Upgrading his units, of course, Strelitz still not, but it's mostly about the Cossacks now. The dock is gonna get killed. And these boats, yeah. This one's gonna die. This one is gonna die as well. 2 cannon shots. He did get off 1 shot. Did he get the broadside attack off? Oh, another blockhouse even. And that one is gonna die as well for half HP cannon. By the way, guys, remember, if you this is a BO7, it is currently, well, almost currently 2-0 for Blackstar. There it is. If you want to see Blackstar's perspective, he is also streaming, and you can see his stream and follow his stream on Twitch TV/Blackstar OP. There you see his perspective. He's a very good player. He streams every now and then, so take a look there. So, Blackstar currently up 2 games versus Heroes. Let me give you the link again because I closed the game. That is Blackstar's stream from his point of view. Okay, so Blackstar up 2 games in his best of 7. We're gonna go into the 3rd game. That's gonna be played on yes, Siberia, of course, Siberia. Oh, no. I wanted to see show game. He hosted here for some advertising, which is of course good. Although I can't find his room. But it's funny that he is referring to it as highest level. Highest level. I like that. No.
Yes.
What the fuck am I doing? Where is his game then? What game did he host? Oh, he hosted Classic, and of course I only have Asian Dynasties. But you know, you hosted Miller, not TNA game. Okay, so third game on Siberia. Heroes is gonna stick to his Russia now, I think. And there we have a small break from Blackstar, needing to take a phone call. I don't see any message. What the fuck is he talking about? BO5 is also good. Prince is also fine. No excuses. Excuses, please. No, Blackstar is Romanian and Heroes is from the Dominican Republic. And Prince is from Finland, making heavy cannons. Yes, so Prince, you can go for a BO5 versus Blackstar, no problem. No need BO7. You did good with your Doppelsoldner micro yesterday, so I'd like to see more of that, please. By the way, now that we have a little bit of downtime, guys, let's have a look here. Look at this wonderful car, Nissan GTR. Later, when I'm rich, I'm gonna have that car. Any donations here from my stream that's gonna get me close to that car are very appreciated, of course.
Yes. Yes. Zing!
Yes, guys, I'm streaming here again with some commentary. That means it's time for my Carenta Itre. It's a very nice liquor. I don't know if you guys know it. Otherwise, you should look it up. It's a little bit sweet, maybe too sweet for some of you, but it's very nice. Especially if you like imagine that you sit on this restaurant, like a lounge restaurant thing after dinner, with a view over the bay, you know, sunset going down, perhaps with your girl, etc. While the rest leave up to your own imagination. So we have the fourth. Where did my scoreboard go? There it is. The fourth game. No, the third game in this BO7. Blackstar going for German. And Hero is going to stick to his Russia for now. I told you before that Blackstar is still quite active. And Heroes, yeah, was a little bit inactive for a long time. Did play some other strategy games, but not so much Age of Empires anymore. So Russia was really like his main civ, and the civ he played a lot. So I can kind of understand that he's going for Russia to just show you guys the best games possible here. But that's why I asked Blackstar to change it up a little bit and go for some other civilizations to give you guys some more variation. So he is going for German now. And why I can't move this scoreboard again. Allow scoreboard to be moved. Why is that option even not automatically on? So I like precision. Precision is OP. Okay, there we go. I still didn't fix this, by the way. German versus Russia on Siberia. What can we expect here? Well, Blackstar already going for a 110. Let me pause this so he knows that I see it. Of course I see it. He's going for the 110 wood treasure. That is like one of the strongest treasures in the games. Of course, this 150 coin is stronger as in value because it's more resources. But then again, it has 3 tigers, so this one is something you can take out easily, as you see here, because you can shot one and just be one-on-one with a tiger. However, if you shot one here, you are 1-on-2. If you do it perfectly, you can micro well, and in that way, like bug out these guardians, and make sure that you get attacked by one only, or maybe for a small time by two, but mainly by one only. However, it requires a lot of micro, and it's always a little bit of of a lucky thing as well. Anyway, he found 110 wood, and Heroes found 45 coin. Yeah, nothing of much importance there. He has 50 wood over here, but he's not going for it. It's free treasure, man. You must have a shot available. Just take the fucking treasure. Blackstar finds another 50 wood, and he will definitely find this one later. German here can go for a trading post, of course. It makes them so strong. This is the Siberia observer map that was modified by Neuron. This is Name and Game Ranger, a friend that we asked to modify some maps just to make it a little more interesting. The basic idea behind this is that you have no tower, so it opens up more variations of gameplay. If you have a tower, it's very defensive, and it means that most people can just defend and go for a fast fortress or semi-fast fortress. Hold on a second. Anyway, without a tower, it opens up some more options. For example, for a longer colonial play game, or a rush is now more viable again, and stuff like that. Heroes find another treasure. He found 50 wood. He is gonna scout this. Oh, no, that's Blackstar. Blackstar is now doing exactly what I said, working on this treasure, microing so that this tiger keeps getting bugged. Although I don't know what he's doing. He's shooting both tigers to low HP. That's actually that's a mistake. He should be focusing on one, of course. And he can get this one now, like he's doing. This is perfect, by the way. This one he shot it to the. He made he made the most of this. He shot this one down to low HP and then got it close to him, while the other one was still being bugged outside of his range. Although I'm not sure what he's doing now. Is his shot already recharged? It shouldn't be yet. There he's probably did a misclick and walked to the treasure. I have the... How do you call this in English, man? Hold on, I need to hold my breath. Okay, so I hope that fixed it. So, what you see here, I urged the importance of scouting earlier in this, no, probably not in this BO7, but in another game I streamed. Strategy games are about 4 things. Strategy, and then I mean like going for the strategy, what are you gonna do, musketeer, cavalry, etc. Micro, build order and precision, and anticipation. And if you don't scout your opponent, then you don't know what he's doing. If you scout this, if you see a market and you still see so many settler wagons on wood, then and some villages as well, then you kind of know that he is probably going to go for a trading post. And if you know that, you can play it differently because you have additional information. If you just see a trading post up because you see it in the top right corner here, you are walking behind the vehicle, translated from a Dutch expression, but actually you are like getting your information too late, and that means that you won't be able to respond as adequately as you can otherwise. He is taking a training post himself, by the way. So German gonna start with a stable. Yeah, this is so standard. This is just gonna be a stable. I would almost call it lame actually, but a stable with a trading post. going for some market upgrades to have a decent economy, raiding a little bit, then going for the third age. Heroes decided that his best way to counter this is going to be with a defensive blockhouse, a market as well for some upgrades, and then a trading post himself, maybe even a second trading post. And I think he is going for some semi-FF as well. I have to see what he's going to do about it. But then again, a weakness of Russia is, of course, that they do have a decent economy, but not the best. If they go for a fast fortress or a semi-FF, then they're kind of doing the same thing as German. But German will do it with the 3 settler wagon shipments, which is like the strongest shipment in the second age, because it's an equivalent of like 6 villagers, normal villagers, plus the 2 free ulans. So if he's going to go for a semi-FF, then he is going to be with the same economy or maybe even a little bit less. Then in the third age he can catch up with making 3 villages at a time, especially with the second town center. However, the German guy is just going to throw shipments at him like crazy. 8 skirmishers, 7 skirmishers, 9 ulans, maybe some mercenaries if he has them in his deck. He shoots, yes he has, but mercenaries. So that's going to be really tough, because skirmishers with ulans in the front, ulans tanking the damage, still doing quite good damage of course versus the low HP anti-cavalry from Russia. And then with skirmishers in the back, you're just gonna, as Blackstar likes to put it, annihilate a Russian army. So that's going to be really tough for Heroes. So that definitely means that Heroes needs to mix in cavalry, so that he forces Blackstar to mix in war wagons, and that makes his musketeer strat composition more cost effective. Actually, he might even consider going for like Strelat and Goons instead of Strelat Musketeers. Strelat Goons and Cavalry. Actually, Strelat Goon Cavalry of Russia is quite an underestimated combo. It's pretty good. And then later on, when the Blackstar guy or German guy is like running out of shipments, then you can mix in more Musketeers again, because he's not gonna have 8 and 7 skirmisher shipment available, but only probably like 5 at a time from Rex. And then your musketeers are getting more efficient in battle. So, he is making 10 musketeers and shipping 700 food. That is questionable, because by now Blackstar is aging up. He did 700 wood, so he is making a rack, some more houses. Of course, Germany really needs his houses. All their shipments are quite strong because of the free ulans you get, but they all take quite a lot of population as well. So you really need a lot of houses. So I think he shipped his 700 wood there to get his setup right. There we go. And of course, setup, I mean the racks in the stable, and of course the houses soon, and maybe even another market upgrade. Blackstar really likes his economic play, so economic play with market upgrades. There we go. Fast fortress. I think he did it without the 700 coin. I think he just made 5 ulans. 2, 4, 5. Maybe just a shipment. No, he made some ulans. Yeah, no coin, just gathering, no shipment. 700 coin from Heroes now, so I think he's gonna age up after doing some damage. He took down a house. Did he take down a villager? No, he did not. There we have the house spam, of course. It's always nice to house to Germany if you can. This is kind of like free damage. He had a small time window. That's what a good player knows. You can push out. The German guy can't do anything. He only has ulans at the time. He has to wait for a skirmisher shipment, so he can take down a house, then go back. Ulans upgraded. No, not yet, sorry. 8 skirmisher shipment. Probably 5 on the way, plus ulan upgrade, I think. Ulan upgrade does so much for German, by the way. It's really, really worth it. This monkey barely doesn't find the settler wagon. And now this is a tough situation. Hero is gonna age up, that's fine. He has 2 cannons. So what it looks like is he's gonna go for a cannon push protected by musketeers. That is okay. However, 5 war wagons being made. If he makes like 5 more war wagons, they can just take out the cannons while they shot a few of his skirmishers, no problem. And then the musketeers are gonna die to skirmish or the war wagon anyway. And that's why I really like a Strelet Cossack Goon composition early on. However, we have to see how it plays out. War wagon, 42 damage times 2 versus artillery is 84. 5 times 84 is 420 damage. If you have another 5 war wagons, that is 840 damage for a cannon. The cannon resists what, like 0.75 or something? That leaves about 540 HP, I mean attack. So that means they one-shot a cannon, I think. What's the cannon HP again? Oh, we'll see in a bit. Okay, 1k coin. Okay, so Heroes is going for his... lol. I thought he was going for his black right... what's it called again? I thought he was going for his Manchu or his black musketeers. But no, he's not. So I don't know what his plan is, because going for... You won't be able to go for the 4th age versus a German guy with a trading post spamming shipments at you in the 3rd age. That's just not possible. It's just impossible. Don't ever try it. Micro is quite okay, trying to stay out of range of the skirmishes as much as possible. But these war wagons do still 42 damage, so they 4-shot a musketeer. There we have the cannons, but the cannons all alone. Cannons have 200 HP, by the way. That means that 10 war wagons will one-shot the cannon. So what are these cannons doing, really? They should be running for their lives, because there we go, war wagons on cannons. Let's see how this looks. And there we have one cannon dead. Another cannon dead. Defensive blockhouse going up. A lot of hunts available. Imagine, by the way, if instead of 1k coin, he shipped the 2 cannons, had all his musketeers close, within the Rex and the Madman, or shipped like, I don't know, 11 musketeers, goons. Nah, that's not really that useful. Yeah, so there's not much for me left to say, so that means I'm just gonna sip a little bit more on my Garantai tray here, while Blackstar is finishing this off. Again, by the way, if you want to micro optimally, you should aim your blockhouse always at cavalry or dragoons, because then the bonus damage will kick in and then they just do the most effective damage. But this is just a question of time. Blackstar has to just keep up the pressure, and then he will ship 7 skirmishers, okay? Then he will just be able to take this 3rd game as well. Five cavalry archers. They are not going to do much for the skirmishers and war wagons, but he didn't have much else in his deck that's going to be useful. There we have it. Yeah, this is just not how I would like to play Russia versus German, especially with training post. Yeah, it's just I don't like this strat. You won't have time. A good player will pressure, especially a German player, especially Blackstar, who is a good player. So it doesn't make sense to do this. So let's just go into the last game. Well, last game I say, but maybe Heroes will be able to make this a 3-1 or something else, and then we have some more games for you guys coming up. By the way, everyone, keep in mind that if you just tuned in, you can see Blackstar's perspective at Blackstar TV, not Blackstar TV, yeah, it is Blackstar TV, but twitch.tv/Blackstar_OP. There you can find his shoe. is streaming, as you see over here. So we're going into our possible last game. Not sure. Maybe Heroes is able to change this around.
Are you ready?
He is probably going to go for another Russian play, and then Blackstar, what will he do? I don't know yet. Remember guys, if you like this stream, you can follow. There should be a button somewhere here on your screen. You can follow the stream and get a notification when I stream some more. Also, if you have troubles watching this stream now, you can find the best videos, and this one will be there as well on my YouTube. And you can watch in all quality, so you can watch in 480p or 720p, whatever you want, because I'm streaming now in 1080p. So Subhansu you can watch on YouTube later as well. No music, because I'm doing commentary.
Yes.
If I'm commentating, I'm always touch. No, I forgot. So for everyone who just tuned in, welcome. I'm streaming a BO7 here between Blackstar, OP and Heroes. Blackstar definitely one of the best players, one players at the moment. Heroes was very good some time ago, but he was a little bit inactive, so he isn't in the best shape. However, he is doing quite okay, except last game was a little bit of a weird BO. Blackstar here is trolling me a little bit. But that's okay, that's part of the game. And after all, he is a Romanian, so we can't blame him.
Are you ready?
Fourth map. Whoa. Fourth map is going to be Yucatan. A map with sea, of course, so Heroes has options to go for sea.
Are you ready?
Let's just see what you guys want. You guys want to see a Japanese here, like some language, or you prefer to see no lame stuff? Let me just challenging, trolling Blackstar here a little bit. See if he takes the bait. Someone wants to see Japanese. Everyone wants to.
Are you ready?
Okay. But okay, we're gonna go for Japan. Okay, so our possible last game between these guys, battling it out here in a BO7, friendly BO7, of course, and well, I introduced these players already several times. For everyone who just tuned in, hi there. This can be our possible last game. But if Heroes is able to turn this around, you might see some more games. However, he has a tough path ahead of him, since he is behind 3-0. Also, he is now facing Japanese, and not only is Japanese a hard civ to play, also of course Blackstar is a very good player, so he's able to lame them quite well. Having that said, Russia still has a decent chance here to go for some kind of rush and then like pressure with strats, etc., and then boom on C in the back of it. I hope he's gonna go for a strat like that. If he goes for full C right away, he gives a lot of time to Japan, and that means that Japan could go for C as well. I'm not sure if Blackstar has a C deck, so we have to wait and see about that. So about Japan, yeah, what do you know? It's a very strong civilization. It's a bit too strong, that's why we call it lame. However, well, actually not however, they can make Yumis and very OP Ashigarus, but Yumis en masse. If you don't know how strong Yumis in mass are, then check out my previous video. It's also on YouTube for everyone who wants to see it in another quality, where I did some team games, and their Prince, who is also now in the chat, did mass Yumis in a 3v3, and he almost owned 1 versus 3 there. Yumis are quite strong. The reason is that they have very high base attack, and also their rate of fire, that does how fast they fire one arrow, in this case after another, is very high, very fast. So they do a lot of damage in a short period of time. That means that if you position them well, and maybe have like a few anti-cavalry like Minutemen, Ashigaru, whatever, they are even able to defend quite well versus cavalry, especially low HP Cossacks. So what's this gonna look like? Probably Japanese is gonna shrine the whole map, and Heroes has to prevent him from doing that all the way, or sieging some shrines. However, if he wants to go for some early pressure and push with Strelets, he will be able to deny some gathering around the town center, but he won't be able to deny shrine building, because of course Strelets are not fast enough to catch Heroes, and they are not strong enough to siege down shrines fast. So, quick look at the decks. We see Heroes has his C deck again, and Blackstar has his C deck as well. Cheaper boats, free dock rickshaw, boat gathering, 2 of these funes, boat attack, 2 cards as well. So this is actually kind of the all in Japanese water lame shit deck. So we have to see how this game turns out. So far his first card is not the what's it called again? The East India man, because he didn't ship a dock. So he did the shrines. Maybe he has a C deck, but he's not going to use C, or he's going to use C later. If you're going to really go for max C lane with Japan, you should not go for Heavenly Kami, but you should go for this card, because you want to go for a dock early, make boats early, also in a transition to the second age, and get your economy up on C. If you use the other card first, you have cheaper shrines, but if you want to go for boats, you won't be making many shrines anyway, so... Ooh, this hero just escapes barely. Ooh, yes, no, yes, no. That's a mistake. He should have walked more like down this path, actually. Then he maybe would be able to like get more nature, the XP, instead of Blackstar getting the XP. So he's gonna take out the 100 fruit guardians, and we see a forward blockhouse come up. I don't like, by the way, that the heroes is using 4 villagers. You have to keep in mind that if you do a rush, an early push is important, and that means you want to have units out fast and a decent number. Any idle villagers, whether it's gonna be idle because they're standing doing nothing or walking, is a waste. 3 villagers is enough to build a blockhouse on time. That other villager could be all this time could be gathering coin or whatever, and if you do it precisely, if you time it out precisely, remember one of the 4 things from being a OP player, a very good player, is precision in your BOs. One villager could just make the difference between having the 2nd or 3rd batch of musketeers out right after the other, instead of having to wait like 5 seconds. And that could in turn be the difference in having a successful push or a semi-successful push. But he likes to do it with 4 villagers, so there we go. Also, well, okay, he's still going for the shrines, not going for a dock. So he's not gonna lane C, at least just not yet. He's still, of course, with this deck, Japanese, yeah, well, they don't really need anything else. You could say like 600 coin instead of a water card if they are going for a land-based thing. Or perhaps, for example, Yumi Archer attack here as well, instead of the other water cards. But he still has this 4 villages, a 600 with Daimyo, the Ashigaru attack, the cherry orchards if he runs out of berries. So he can play a totally fine Japanese style on land with this as well. 3 villages are gonna escape before they are gonna have to be hidden here for any pressure by heroes. While he is, of course, just... Oh, he did ship his town center card, by the way. As you see now, 135 attack. That means that they one-shot any unit. A Strelet, a Musketeer, sorry, not any. A Strelet and a Musketeer. They 2-shot or 3-shot the Cossack. I think 2-shot, not sure. But he is just gathering wood with his shrines. On wood, as you see there. Getting a little bit of gold now with those villagers. Actually, when they... Yes, there they go. And the villagers in the town center just gonna hide from any pressure from heroes. And that means that he's just gonna shrine the whole map so that heroes has no access to food. And gonna defend with the town center card and later some expos from his consulate. And he's gonna be totally fine. Heroes will take out... No, he won't. He won't take out this hero. He will be able to run on time. Seeing this town center card, I'm not sure if he noticed. I think he should, because he saw his Stratus dying 1 by 1. Seeing that card, hero should be thinking about the transition into C. Transition into the 3rd age is not gonna cut it, I think. The hidden stable, always typical thing for a Japanese guy. You don't want him to see it. Heroes was scouting a little bit here before. And he is going for a musketeer raid. He's gonna find the hero now. Making shrines. He's not attacking it, yes he is. He will not. Black's not paying attention, yeah, he will kill the hero. So that hero won't be making any more shrines. Meanwhile, some more Strelet harassment here. I think Blackstar should file a report against harassment of the Strelets here. This Strelet found a stable, that's important. Not only because he's able to take it down. Well, actually I come back to that in a point. It is important because he knows that there's now cavalry coming out from Blackstar. But actually it doesn't matter if he takes it down. This is why Japan is such a joke. He doesn't care about the stable. If he loses the stable, it means that he has all free reign in his home city. Because 10 musketeers are going to be seizing the stable, plus some Strelets, which is going to take like 2-3 minutes before they take it down. And in those 2-3 minutes, 20 villagers from Blackstar here are just going to gather so many more resources, plus the shrines that he made, that these 200 resources on this table wasted, don't even matter. Japan just needs some time. However, nice moves here by heroes. He's gonna trap these villages, what you see here is that he has put one Stralat in melee mode, and if the Stralat in melee mode is attacking a unit, then it's going to be slowed down. That means that the other units in the back can do their ranged damage, and that way he was able to take down 2 villages instead of none. One wood crate not being picked up yet, should be finished. Already anticipating that, so making a new stable, but he's totally fine. Losing the stable, no problem, like I said. Just buying yourself some time while he is, as you see, shrining the whole map. And Blackstar now, Hero shipping his 2 ships. I would have really preferred him to ship the cheaper boat card first. Okay, dealing with the raid here. No, don't put them in melee mode, put them in range mode again. Because then you will be able to do damage, and now you won't be able to do any damage. Such a shame. More shrines here, shrines there, shrines everywhere. So no more food from heroes except here and here. So let these ones gather. Caravels actually can gather, in case you don't know. Or go for Seaman, because otherwise it's going to be a lost game. Rex going up as well, stable going up, Japanese totally fine. Village account, he did lose 2 villagers. Yeah, so what now? Oh, will they see the hero? Will they see the shrine? These boats, come on, do your job. Finish this guy. He's gonna take out shrines. So that means that Blackstar has more time. And they were in line of sight of this house. The villagers are gonna run, but they have nowhere to go to. Well, actually, there's new hunt perhaps. And this army is gonna greet the cavalry chasing down the villagers. But Blackstar, of course, sees this with line of sight of his shrine, so he's gonna pull back in time. There we go. No dock yet. More cavalry gonna raid. So yeah, what's Corex's Heroes' game plan? Of course, Musketeers do okay versus Naginata Riders, but if you are so outnumbered, then they won't do enough. Still no dock. He did ship 700 coins, so I think he is going for an age up, but yeah, with this whole map shrine, it's gonna be really hard. And as you see, he killed 2 shrines. But Blackstar, or any Japanese guy, as a matter of fact, just laughing and killing or making 2 new shrines there, so no problem at all. And now we have the 8 Crossbowmen shipment, plus, of course, Ashigaru's mate and Naginata Riders. They will own this army. All Musketeers in melee mode. Yeah, kind of have to, but at least he's putting the Stratus on the Ashigaru and the Musketeers on the cavalry. I'm not sure if this blockhouse is focusing cavalry, but a lot of low HP cavalry. If he's focusing them down, then would matter a lot. But denied hunting here. 6 villages denied from hunting. That's quite a lot, quite expensive. Heroes did age up. But yeah. Nice move what he does here. I have discussed this a little bit in the team game tutorial, I think. He's using the Ashigaru to siege, and the crossbowmen counter musketeers plus with their optimal range will be used to fend off, shield off these musketeers, so the rest of his units can fight versus these versus the blockhouse. So he has 2 cavalry archers left. Remember, of course, the Ashigaru speed is just insane. Look how fast they walk. They walk faster than the villager. They walk almost as fast as the cavalryman. We'll be able to save them with the boats. And maybe get off some nice shots here. There you go. But what now? You are left with a defensive blockhouse. This blockhouse should be over here somewhere, I think. But with a low villager count, 20 versus 36, and you don't even have shrines. That translates into an economy disadvantage of a lot. You are in a third age, left with the option to ship cannons, but the other guy has so many infantry that they won't make a difference, especially if you use some naginatas. And the other guy is aging to the third age, so this is kind of game over. I don't think it's the best strategy that heroes used here. On the other hand, Blackstar is a good player and Japanese is just lame, so it doesn't matter much anyway. You're very, very unlikely to win this matchup. If he would have gone for C, I would have given him a chance. Going for a dock here. Probably gonna ship his 2 ships plus make 1 more to prevent heroes from any food and gold on the sea in case he wants to try to go for it. And then I'll be right back. So there we see him going for his dock, but it's way too late. His best option probably would be shipping 2 cannons and trying to defend from here, but then again you have no map control. Soon the Japanese guy there he makes his OP third age boat. Probably gonna ship the oh, he doesn't have it. Maybe ship 2 flumes and then crush this together with his infantry here on land. He shipped them there. He made 2. 800, 2000, 35, 50. Okay, so Blackstar won this BO 4-0. Let me update the score here. I expected a little bit of a closer match, to be honest. Heroes Russia used to be better than it is now. I think his inactivity kind of parted him a little bit there. His strategies and BOs not the best, to be honest, in this case. On the other hand, don't forget that Japanese versus French, German versus Russia, French versus Russia, it's all very hard to deal with as Russia, because the other civilizations actually are like have a tiny edge, Japanese for sure. And of course Blackstar, as I called him in the start, I think he is a rising star as well. since he is just going to get, actually is one of the best 1v1 players currently out there. So it won't be easy to beat him anytime.